Hello guys. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. Welcome to our channel. If it wasn't for you, I obviously would not have this channel. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and I wouldn't be able to serve in the way that I am and to follow my mission work. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of my moderators. A big shout out to all of my moderators. I don't go live that often, although I hope to in the future when I have a little bit more time on my hands. But when I do a pre-recorded live, my moderators are there holding it down. So I'm really just grateful for each and every one of you. And we're going to do kind of a different kind of a reading here. So I want to check in with the connections, but I want to do so using the Starseed Oracle cards, the Angels and Ancestors cards, and the Light Seers cards. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Give me a second here, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. I'm feeling that there's a lot of sexual energy in the air. So I wasn't expecting to do this, but the Manara cards are a gift from one of our soul sisters. I haven't used them on the channel yet because I didn't feel like I really understood them. But I'm just going to intuitively read them as I always do. These are definitely sexual in nature, but guys, there's a lot of sexual energy going on in the connections right now. There's a ton of sexual energy, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it. And I'm going to do a sexual check-in, a sexual energy. I mean, please tell me it's not just me. Let me know, guys, because there's a ton of energy in the air. Yeah. Okay, let's start with these cards. Ooh, the Devil, Temperance, King of Wands, Justice, and the Lovers. What? All right, let me shift these guys back here. This is insane. Guys, this is insane. Look at this. Just look at this. Yes, it's a command. Look here. Okay. Look at all the major arcana. Justice, the Lovers, Temperance, the Devil. 4 out of 5 cards, major arcana. So the universe is absolutely taking over in these connections. And the universe is having its way with the twin flames, if you will. Whenever there are this many major arcana cards in a reading, what that tells me is that we no longer have control. So we're entering this phase of the journey in the second half of 2020 where our masculines have been trying to fight this for a long time. Even those of you who are in connection or in communication or who are in some sort of union or reunion, there's still been a hesitancy, a reservedness, and a holding back. There's still been masks that are being worn, likely on both sides, because they're our divine mirror. So if they're holding back, we're holding back. And what I want to say about that is they can no longer hold back. I mean, this is obvious what's going on here. This tells a story in and of itself. And the reason I hadn't used these cards before was I was sort of afraid that I wasn't going to be able to tell a story with them, but they're definitely proving me wrong. Just a quick little blurb, guys. If you guys are wanting a personal reading, I'm booked up for this week, and then I go on vacation all next week, and I'm coming back the week of August 3rd, and I'm starting to book out readings for August 3rd and beyond. So if you're wanting a reading for the week of August 3rd, I do have spots available. I have about 8 spots left, so please do let me know. Reach out to me. The email is in the comment section. I can't think of what... It's in the box below, the description box below. I couldn't think of what that little box is called. It's in the box below. I'm offering twin flame readings, general love readings. I'm also offering my very coveted and beloved North Node readings. It's written in the stars, your destined path reading, guys. They're very, very detailed. I use cards, I use intuition, and I also sometimes, because I'm a medium, I'm able to tap into people who have crossed. I'm able to tap into your twin flames, higher energy, and I'm also using astrology and your birthday because The nodes are the nodes of the moon at the time of your birth, your birthday. So there's a lot more to it than that, but it's all about you and your destined path. So it's a gift to yourself. So gift yourself, guys. There's no better year than 2020 to fully understand yourself and help yourself to step into your soul's purpose and your mission work. And that's why I offer those readings. Okay, blurb done. So getting back to our cards here, let's start off with the devil. Now, this is the divine feminine enticing the divine masculine. So divine feminine, tisk tisk, you are enticing him and he doesn't know really what to do with you at this point in time. There's this energy where it's almost as if he's trying to balance out his emotions. He's looking at you like you are on fire and you're tempting him. There's a temptation here with the devil energy. And this energy of temperance is it's about balance, finding balance. And how can you find balance when you have this sexy little fox that's sort of tiptoeing around and parading herself or himself in front of you? So the divine masculine has been thinking about the divine feminine very sexually recently. And, you know, whether or not he's admitting it, he's thinking about your breasts. He's thinking about you naked. He's remembering the times that you spent together when things were very hot and heavy, passionate, intimate. He's remembering those long nights. I just heard long, sweaty nights. And just sort of wrapped up in blankets and curled up beside you, being inside you. He's remembering that. So just know that if you think he's forgotten you, he has not. It's impossible for him to forget his divine feminine, him or her. The Temperance card, so it's interesting because here she is on a swing. Her legs are crossed, a very different image from this card. She's sort of covering up her private parts, and then she's got this sort of clear blanket over her head. It's like the divine masculine sort of trying to pretend that he's not feeling this way, and it's obviously not working because the sheet is clear and you can still see her face. But I think in his mind, he's like, if I can just make that image go away, then I won't have to think about her anymore. If I could just, you know, they've tried to find ways to let the feminine go. Many of them think they're not good enough for the feminine, and many of them just feel like they can't find a way out of their current situation, which is hogwash, because they got themselves into it, so of course they can get themselves out of it. They know this, but they need to really bring it down into the 3D. Let's talk about justice for a minute. Fairness, equality, justice with the Temperance card, with balance. So what does this tell us? This tells us that the divine is stepping in, bringing justice into these connections. And the divine is tempting the divine masculine right now, reminding him or her about the passion, the love, the depth of the love, those nights spent, you know, with your counterpart that feel like no other. And they're having dreams about this, guys. If your masculine is a male, they're getting hard just thinking about you, and they're unable to control themselves around the karmic partner in public. They're trying to get work done and they're being distracted. They're looking at pictures of the divine feminine. They're remembering conversations, looking at conversations or emails or text messages, and they're remembering all of it. It's like I'm just seeing the memories flooding back for the divine masculine, and it's like he's peeking around the corner saying, is it safe? Does she still want me, or does he still want me? I don't know. And they know that they need to bring justice into these connections. So they're coming in like the King of Wands, hot and heavy, passionate. And they want to cut through any illusions. They want to cut through any illusions that might be perceived or perceptible in the 3D. So they're cutting through the smoke and mirrors. The mask is off. And there's this passion that is following the divine masculine around wherever they go. And they are fantasizing and daydreaming about what it's going to be like to be with the divine feminine again. The Lovers card coming up. So the energy of the divine union, the energy of being each other's one and only, and being naked for the other person, being bare naked, and not being afraid to expose yourself, not being afraid to be vulnerable. It's pouring here. Too many cards. Well, guys, we've got the Empress. We've got the there's a little bit of fear from the divine masculine, because he's regarding you as the Empress, bowing at your feet, kissing your feet. And this is, this is forgiveness. This is about, can you forgive me for my sins that I've done against you? Can you forgive me for the past? Can you forgive me for not seeing clearly, for not loving you deeper, for not admitting my feelings? Can you forgive me if you felt used or abandoned or betrayed? And the divine feminine is, just take a look at the, whew, it's a weird little book here. What the heck? Yeah, this is not in English. Oh. So this is about seduction. This is the air. And this is the Ace of Swords. So aces always indicate fast movement, but this is about the senses and achieving different levels of consciousness. Seduction, the sense of smell, the mind. So this is about the masculine, again, remembering the memories coming up in the mind, replaying the past as if it was on repeat over and over and over, not being able to forget, and really bowing down to the Empress in the 5D and also in the 3D. Just seeing you as a goddess among goddesses. Woo! 8 of Wands and the World. Feminine is rocking it. So your divine masculine is seeing you as a seductress who's taking the world by storm, and who, she's riding the world like a cowgirl. You're not taking any prisoners, and you are not apologizing anymore for being yourself. The cycles are closing out. New cycles are beginning. You know who you are. You're standing in your power. You're riding in your power. And you're not apologizing for your sensuality. You're not apologizing for being a goddess. You're not apologizing for being a powerful woman any longer. And you're not apologizing for setting those healthy boundaries with your divine masculine and asking him or her to come correct. You're no longer in that energy of neediness or codependency. Now, with this energy of the 8 of Wands, this is fast movement. And I just see this as the Empress having many suitors and lots of options. And whether you can see it or not on the 3D, there are people who are admiring you, divine feminine, from afar. And on some level, you know this, because this woman is extremely tuned into her sexuality. And she's got, admirers here, admiring her sensuality. And let's see what the book says. This is such a weird book. This is about reaching a climax. So reaching the climax and divine feminine pleasuring herself, and again, not holding back, not wanting to communicate freely, wanting to demonstrate who she truly is, and not apologizing again for just being this sensual, sexual creature who is intelligent and wise and coveted by the world, but is also sensual and sexual, and a lion and a lioness, and not afraid to be both. She's not afraid to be both. What is it? A lady in the street and a freak in the bed. She's not afraid to be both. And she knows that she can embody both because she's the divine feminine. Because that's who she is. You know what, guys? I'm actually going to leave this reading because I wasn't intending to bring out these cards. They just sort of wanted to come out. And I'm still getting comfortable with these types of readings. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm going to... 15:55. I'm going to do a separate reading here. And we're going to do the reading with the original decks of cards. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.